All right, let's jump right into today's explainer. We're unpacking a seriously fascinating financial mystery surrounding SBI Life. As India's largest life insurer, they're currently wrapped up in this massive paradox. It's one of those weird situations where the company's real-world business performance is shouting one thing, but the stock market is aggressively screaming another. If you've ever scratched your head wondering how a completely fundamentally sound heavyweight can just watch its stock price tumble, well, you're in the right place. We're going to break down exactly what's happening behind the curtain.
Here's the roadmap for how we're going to unpack this. First, we'll look at the insurance giant's paradox. Second, we'll step inside SBI's business model. Third, we'll check out their fundamental foundation. Fourth, we're digging into the technical trouble and correction. And finally, we'll wrap up with a final intelligent verdict.
Section 1. The Insurance Giant's Paradox.
So here is the absolute core conflict of our investigation today. How on earth can a company post record profits, steadily eat up market share, and consistently grow its actual business, yet watch its stock price take a massive nosedive? I mean, normally, we expect a strong business to equal a strong chart, right? But the market is this forward-looking machine. It's constantly weighing those short-term risks against long-term dominance.
Real quick, before we dive into the hard data, I want to be crystal clear here. Everything in this explainer is strictly for educational purposes. We're just impartially looking at the data, the trends, and the market narrative to understand the mechanics at play. This is absolutely not a direct buy or sell recommendation. Investing always comes with risks, so definitely do your own due diligence and consult a professional. Our goal today is just to give you the context.
Okay, moving right along to Section 2, inside SBI's business model.
To figure out if a company is truly valuable, we got to look at how they actually make their money. Now, what's really interesting here is how incredibly balanced their revenue streams are. They are not putting all their eggs in one basket. Check this out. 45.2% of their revenue comes from protection products, so think your standard term insurance and health riders. But then, a nearly equal 50.5% comes from savings and investment solutions, like endowment plans and ULIPs. The last little 4.3% slice is group insurance and annuities. It just shows they have a super diversified portfolio, hitting a whole range of consumer needs.
But look, having good products is only half the battle, right? You actually have to sell them. And SBI uses a massive, multi-channel distribution strategy to get this done. They obviously leverage the absolute powerhouse brand equity of their parent company, State Bank of India. That leads to these incredibly robust bancassurance partnerships, which is basically just a fancy way of saying they use the bank's massive branch network to sell insurance. On top of that, they're aggressively pushing their agency networks deep into Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, all while running a proactive digital transformation. They are literally meeting customers exactly where they are.
Section 3. The Fundamental Foundation.
All right, so the business model is rock solid. Let's unpack the latest quarterly numbers to see if their financial performance actually justifies that undisputed market dominance. When we look at the year-over-year growth, we see some super encouraging signs, but there's also a pretty notable warning flag. On the top line, sales grew by 3.34% compared to the same time last year. Net profit also managed to squeeze out a 0.22% gain. So the core engine is definitely still running and expanding. But notice that operating profit took a pretty significant 14.49% hit year over year. That tells us that while they're bringing in more cash, it is costing them more to actually operate, and their margins are getting squeezed tight. Stick a pin in that, because it's going to matter in a minute.
Another huge fundamental indicator is who's actually holding the reins. Looking at the ownership breakdown from March 2026, the stability is honestly remarkable. The promoters, the original founders and key stakeholders, they hold a rock-solid 55.52%. That shows massive internal confidence. And look at the institutional backing. Mutual funds are sitting at 13.29%, and foreign portfolio investors at 11.41%. When the smart money, the massive institutions are heavily invested and just holding steady, that's a huge vote of confidence for the long haul.
Zooming out from the spreadsheets for a second, the broader growth story here is heavily fueled by macroeconomic trends. India has very low insurance penetration rates right now, which means the total addressable market is basically an ocean. Add in a rapidly growing middle class with rising disposable income, and you've got the perfect storm for structural growth. SBI is capturing this perfectly, which you can see in their consistent AUM, or assets under management growth. Plus, their solvency ratios are sitting pretty, way above regulatory minimums, proving their financial foundation is super secure as they scale up those digital sales.
Moving to Section 4, Technical Trouble and Correction.
Okay, so we've painted a really rosy picture up to this point. But remember that paradox we talked about at the very beginning? Let's flip the coin.
Despite all that market dominance and the booming middle class, the stock has recently taken a brutal hit. We're talking a stark 27.6% drop from its 52-week high of 1,212 rupees. For a massive, stable, large-cap insurance giant, a correction wiping out over a quarter of its value? Yeah, that's a serious technical event that we absolutely need to talk about.
And this brilliantly illustrates the pain. You see the peak up at that 1,212 level, and then it's just this steep, sustained slide, bringing the price all the way down to roughly 950 rupees as of May 20th, 2026. Looking at the volume and the momentum indicators, the stock is clearly stuck in a period of consolidation or, honestly, a pretty defined downtrend. The technical momentum just completely fell out of bed.
So why is this happening? The market doesn't just panic over nothing. This downtrend is being driven by some very real, specific risks. First up is that margin compression, which, hey, we literally just spotted a minute ago in that operating profit dip. It is getting more expensive for them to run the business. Second, there were reports of increased slippages, which basically means a potential drop in asset quality. And third, the Indian insurance space is getting crowded. There's intensified competition from both public and private players. The market is absolutely pricing in these short-term headwinds, and that's exactly what's dragging the chart down.
But just when you think the story is a total bear market nightmare, we get a massive plot twist. 10.41. That is the stock's current price to earnings, or PE ratio. Now, in the finance world, a PE ratio this low for a company with such an insane market share often screams potential undervaluation. The stock has been beaten up so badly by the technical correction that it might actually be trading at a serious discount compared to what it can actually earn.
Section 5. The final intelligent verdict.
So, what does this all mean? How do we synthesize all this conflicting data? Well, the crucial point here is understanding the massive tug-of-war happening right now. On one hand, you've got the fundamentals: undeniable market dominance, solid asset growth, and brilliant expansion into Tier 2 and 3 cities. On the other hand, you have immediate risks: a painful technical downtrend, that tightening margin compression, and worries about asset quality. What this explainer has really highlighted is that both sides of this equation are 100% true at the exact same time.
Ultimately, making sense of SBI right now means balancing a powerful, long-term growth trajectory against some very real, very bumpy short-term market volatility. It seems like a setup for those who have the stomach to weather near-term turbulence. And hey, they did throw in a small cushion for that turbulence. The company recently declared a dividend of 17.35 rupees per share. Now, sure, that doesn't magically erase a 27% drop, but it does provide a tangible return for anyone waiting for the fundamental story to finally overpower the technical weakness.
Which leaves us with one final fascinating thought to ponder. Is SBI's massive foundational strength, its absolute grip on the growing Indian middle class, going to be enough to eventually weather this short-term technical storm? Or are those margin compressions and slippages a canary in the coal mine for deeper trouble ahead? It is a classic, high-stakes battle between the actual business and the stock chart. Keep an eye on how they manage those margins in the coming quarters, because that's going to be the catalyst that decides how this whole paradox resolves. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.